Well, we certainly had fun at the Lourdes Festival here in Scranton. You're invited to come out today and tomorrow and join me here at 4 o'clock Monday for Dialing for Dollars.
Good evening, I'm Nolan Johannes. Tonight in the news.
One of the nation's largest trucking companies goes out of business. I'm Craig Stevens, and I'll have a report.
The battle between athletics and academics in Shenandoah. I'm Bob Costantini. We'll have that story.
I'm Mike Stevens in Union County. We'll take a look at what you might call a splendid mess later on the Pennsylvania Road.
Plus, Tom's weekend weather forecast and Tim Karlson with some fine sports news. Newswatch 16 is next.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Hart, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Good evening, I'm Nolan Johannes. Karen Hart is off tonight. It's the 38th largest trucking company in America, and tonight Branch Motor Transit is broke and going under. We have two reports from Newswatch 16's Craig Stevens and Mark Davis on some tricky highway ahead for thousands of drivers.
After more than 75 years in business, the Branch Motor Transit Company is folding, shutting 63 terminals nationwide like this one in Watsontown. Overall, 2,300 branch workers will lose their jobs as the company folds to bankruptcy. 400 jobs will be lost here. Jobs where the average salary is $30,000 a year, or was anyway. Now guys like Russell Grow have to find a new way to feed their families.
Well, it didn't really come as a surprise. The way things were going in here, they canceled a lot of their orders for parts. They were taking tires off of old trailers. They weren't, ordering new tires. They were taking tires, the good tires off, putting them on trailers that were runnable.
Well, it was sort of a shock to me to come in my home terminal yesterday at noon and they say we're shutting the doors. What can you say?
Branch officials say they're shutting down because they are $23 million in debt. All the workers I talked to here say they really don't blame the company for going out of business. They say it's just an unfortunate thing that happened. But as Newswatch 16's Mark Davis tells us now from Luzerne County, this is not the first time some branch workers have lost their jobs.
This is Mark Davis. For Bill Campbell and a number of the other branch workers here at the Wilkes-Barre terminal, it's almost a case of deja vu, going through something for the second time. Bill worked for the old Rogers Motor Lines in Scranton when it, too, had money troubles.
Back in January of '64, we were taken over by Branch, which was quite a shock to the Roger employees, which were domiciled in Scranton. And here it is, and you're right, we're going through the same thing again.
Bobby Vine also worked for Rogers as a mechanic. In fact, for the last 38 years, he's been a truck mechanic.
Well, when Branch took over, they took us all with us, most of us. But they're going out of business altogether, so nobody's going to work now.
Bill Campbell and Bobby Vine tell me that one time this terminal was so busy it had to be doubled in size to handle all the freight that would come in and out of here. But that was a long time ago, and things have changed a great deal in the trucking industry. For them and for Branch, right now is the end of a line. And as one employee put it when asked about the closing, he said, "I guess that's life, and we've just got to deal with it." Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, Wilkes-Barre.
Despite the bad news from Branch, for truckers there is some good news. The Karlson Trucking Company in New Columbia, Union County, says it's hiring drivers. If you've lost your place behind the wheel, contact the Karlson Trucking Company in New Columbia, Union County, for a new job. You're asked to do it during the day, Monday through Friday. PG&W wants to get the Giardiasis out of Pittston's water lines. So the utility says it'll begin flushing all water mains in the greater Pittston area next Tuesday. Pittston's drinking water now comes from the Nesbitt Reservoir in Lackawanna County. A new pipeline just put into service is bypassing the source of past Giardiasis or Giardia cysts in the water from the Springbrook Reservoir. But 7,800 Pittston area customers still have to boil their drinking water until the state DER says it's Giardia free. PG&W hopes the water main flushing will get rid of any contaminated Springbrook water still in the lines. It'll take about 10 days to complete flushing in Pittston, West Pittston, Glendale, Hughstown, Avoca, Duryea, Moosic, and Old Forge. The utility that operates 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant is having plug problems. GPU Nuclear says plugs used to seal some heat exchange tubes in the undamaged Unit 1 reactor came out during pressure tests. Radioactive water inside the tubes will be used to heat uncontaminated water into steam when TMI gets permission to start up again. All 31,000 heat exchange tubes were repaired after cracking was found in 1981. It's too early to tell if today's plug problem will delay that TMI restart. If you plan on having a blast in Wilkes-Barre, you had better follow the new rules. After this blasting incident in June of last year, the city decided to work up a new blasting ordinance. It went into effect today. This incident caused widespread damage after contractors did not follow proper procedures in trying to knock down the old Dorrance Colliery. If you don't follow the new rules, you could face a $300 fine and 90 days in jail. Newswatch 16 continues with fighting a football rule, and we'll take the next Steamtown train to Elmhurst. Plus, we'll ride the Pennsylvania Road later to visit a guy with an unusual product to sell.
Video won't kill the jocks from KRZ, but it could make you a star.
All you got to do is enter the PM Magazine KRZ Rock Video Contest. Simple. Fill out a card with a song you think that we ought to make to a rock video and tell us why.
Be a star with PM Magazine and KRZ.
A Shenandoah High School football player has been told he can't be on the team this season. Not because of his performance on the field, but in the classroom. As Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini reports, that decision is now being challenged in the Schuylkill County Court.
The Shenandoah Valley High School football team getting physically ready for the upcoming season. Academically, the school board thinks these players should have at least a 2.0 or C average to play.
We should have an academic standard in order for our students to remain or to attain eligibility for extracurricular activities.
Junior Jim Russin must watch while teammates practice because he didn't get a 2.0 average. His parents are suing the school board, saying the rule is unfair.
I didn't fail any subjects, and there's kids on the team that could have failed 2 major subjects and still maintained the 2.0.
Teammates agree the 2.0 rule is unfair, but they admit they knew they'd have to play by it.
They made that rule up and it was counting for this year. But if they would have studied more, they would have been playing.
Coaches won't comment because of the lawsuit, but already some school board members want to look at the rule because of the school's test grade standard.
In a lot of high schools, 70 to 79 is a C. In Shenandoah Valley, 70 to 77 is a D.
What happens if it drags out and you have to sit out this season?
Well, I guess forget about it. Hit the books and do better.
Under the 2.0 rules, 10 players on the Shenandoah varsity team are ineligible to play this year. A hearing into the Russin lawsuit will be held in Pottsville on Monday. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Shenandoah.
Chief meteorologist Tom Clark, train lover that he is, has a weekend forecast that better be nice, fella.
Okay. Getting upset here. Okay, I'm glad you asked now. Here we go.
Okay.
When we come back, I'll tell you which day this weekend will be best for outdoor events.
In the beginning, there was Skycam. It was good. Now, there is Skycam 2, the most sophisticated television news helicopter in the air. And only Newswatch 16 has it. It flies faster, into places never before possible. WNEP TV is proud to serve all of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Now with Skycam 2. Look for it over your neighborhood.
You know, meteorologists are always on the spot. Far be it from me to suggest they're responsible for the weather. But boy, it better be a good forecast, Tom.
Listen to him. Nolan, am I in some kind of trouble if it rains this weekend?
Nah, not really. Not really.
Huh?
No.
Okay. All righty. Wow, this is incredible out here now. An amazing difference in the humidity and the temperature. I can honestly say it is very, very comfortable outside in the backyard tonight. Blue sky overhead. Look at this temperature now in the backyard. It is at 70, well, 6 degrees, 75, mid-70s, perfect. Humidity, 65%. The wind is north of 10. The barometer is falling just a bit, but don't worry, air quality good today in the valley. Range and temperature was 76. Took a while for those low clouds and fog to burn off this morning, but we reached the middle 70s, 83 in Williamsport today, 64 the low last night, 95 way back in 1913 on this date. There's a shot from the Schuylkill County Fair down in Schuylkill Haven. A few cows in for the show. Hey, here's the Newswatch 16 color satellite picture, just 1 hour old. Look at the beauty over Pennsylvania, just some low clouds, that darker gray shade indicating some low stratocumulus clouds. But look to the north, our airflow is coming out of the Great Lakes, and it's nice and cool. A very comfortable night coming up tonight. But look to the west. My gosh, it looks like it's going to rain all weekend here. Well, it won't, okay? It's raining now in Illinois and Indiana, some thunderstorms there. Look at them in Kentucky. Steering current winds are blowing like so, down out of the northwest. So the bulk of this rain and cloud cover will go to our south over the weekend, but it will come close enough, I think, to spread some cloudiness over the state on Sunday, and with it, the chance for some rain. But it's all because of 90-degree temperatures, and 70-degree temperatures, a very strong boundary in temperature and humidity, setting up shop west of Pennsylvania tonight. But again, most of it will be steered south of the state. Here's my forecast for tonight. Later on, after twilight, you'll be able to see the Milky Way. That faint luminous band of light stretching across the sky from north to south, like looking edge-on through our galaxy of distant stars. And under the clear sky, temperatures 56 in Carbondale. Look at Gouldsboro, 52. My forecast low tomorrow morning. Cumbola, Schuylkill County, 59. Bloomsburg, 59. And Loyalsock, about 56 degrees tonight. Now tomorrow, air-conditioned kind of day. Nature's own air conditioning. Very comfortable humidities and temperatures. A great day to get outside and work, cut the grass. It will not rain. I think you'll like it. Tunkhannock, 76. Newtown, a section of Hanover Township, 77 comfortable degrees. Palmerton, 78 tomorrow. And Noreen and I will be down at the Palmerton Hospital Festival TV auction this coming Sunday night on Blue Ridge Cable Channel 13. And the proceeds benefit the Palmerton Hospital in Carbon County. We're looking forward to that. Washingtonville, Montour County, and Nesbitt in the middle 70s tomorrow. Very nice. Here's the sunrise and sunset coming up for Saturday. 6:14 a.m. is sunrise and sunset now at 7:59. Clear tonight, 58. Nice tomorrow. Rather cloudy on Sunday. The risk of a shower or two. Monday and Tuesday, nice and sunny. After the weekend, what else? Temperatures still on the comfortable side. Nolan, the last time we had temperatures this cool at night was way back on the 29th of July.
Oh, way back then. You know, it's kind of sad to see that old sunset at 7:59.
Yeah, days are getting shorter, that's for sure.
Amen. Okay, thank you, sir. Good job. Tim Karlson's in next for Joe Zone and the sports. Tonight, the return of one of our Olympians. We'll put that oar in the water as Newswatch 16 continues.
Wilkes-Barre's Tractor Rodeo.
Tonight at 7.
Well, we saw the ticker tape parades, we saw the Washington parades and the president with all those Olympic stars, but it was our turn right today.
Right, a little quieter than that, but another one of our Olympic stars just back from the Summer Games in L.A. Today, the return of a member of the Olympic rowing team, Abigail Peck. There she is of Waverly on the right. That's in Lackawanna County, of course. Abby arrived at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport this afternoon, greeted by Mom, Dad, and her sister. We had a chance to talk with Abby after the reunion and ask if she had any plans to row for the U.S. again in '88.
Wow. Well, I'm going to take it a year at a time, and I don't want to be training and rowing if my heart isn't in it and if I don't love it. And so if I keep on loving it, I'm going to keep on training, and I'd love it if the road led to Seoul in '88.
We hope it does, too. The big parade for Abby and Sue Heon tomorrow in Clark Summit starting at 2:30. Then a reception at the Abington Heights High North Campus at 4. Why don't you show up and make the girls feel really welcomed home? Well, no doubt about it, tailback DJ Dozier's freshman year at Penn State was impressive. Number 42 here breaking off a big one here against Brown. Last year became the first freshman to gain 1,000 yards on the ground, finishing with a 5.8 yards per carry average, and that's super. Coach Joe Paterno expects more of the same from Dozier this coming year.
Dozier's got all of the makings of a really big league back. Hope we can do a little better job for him blocking than we did last year up front, and that we can be a little bit more consistent. And I think if we do that, he could have a good year.
One of our local kids from Wyoming area, Mark Sickler, will be trying to help Dozier find open spaces as he goes from his offensive guard spot. He's only a sophomore and has a big future at Penn State. Joe's own talk with him.
Look at your role right now. See yourself in a starting role in there. You got in that day in and day out.
Like I said, I just got to work hard and see what happens. I can't predict anything right now.
You like some of the running backs though in the backfield and their style and that kind of thing?
Oh, they make us look better. The holes can be a little bit smaller, and they can make a mistake and they can pick us up.
All right, remember this from Sunday's Atlanta-San Diego game? I'm trying to forget it, to tell you the truth. The axe has fallen on those involved. NL President Chub Feeney has suspended both managers, Dick Williams of the Padres for 10 days, Joe Torre of the Braves for 3 days. Williams fined $10,000, Torre a grand, and the players suspended: San Diego's Champ Summers and Bobby Brown, and Atlanta's Gerald Perry, Steve Bedrosian, and Rick Mailer. The suspensions start tonight. The Padres appealing the decision, the Braves are not. I don't know how Williams can even think of appealing. He's the one that told his pitchers to start throwing the beanballs. If you ask me, they're a bunch of goofballs. All right. Don't forget Sunday, the Domino Pizza 500 at Pocono. Rick Mears, the pole sitter, at over 202 miles an hour. Bobby Rahal and Mario Andretti share the front row with him. We'll be at the track for the story, of course. The preseason Super 16 high school football rankings coming up with Joe's Own Monday at 6. We'll count them down, the top 16 teams in the area. That's easy for me to say, but believe me, we'll do it.
That's
1-6.
easy, but 16 is a lot of teams,
You
too.
bet.
You're
It's
on the
great.
spot.
All right.
Okay,
We'll see
Tim.
you.
Thank you. Stay with us. We'll be taking the Pennsylvania Road next to see a salesman who has everything you want, but it takes some time to find it.
Everything you want to know about outdoor life Saturday.
A few million here, a few million there, and pretty soon you're talking real money. Things do have a way of adding up. Our Mike Stevens found a man along the Pennsylvania Road in Union County who can tell you that that is indeed true.
There used to be chairs on Sam Schnoor's porch, a place to sit and rest. There probably still would be if Sam's wife hadn't thought the front porch a good sales counter. She put up a board that's still there somewhere, put some stuff they'd collected on it, and people started coming in.
And the preacher up here made a sign for us that we had hanging up there of things for sale. We don't need that now. Everybody can see. We don't need a sign. Floor mats for a car.
Yeah. You know, floor mats.
It's true. People just walk up and ask Sam for most anything.
I think I have a plastic.
Yeah.
He used to have some rubber ones over in one corner of the yard, but they went out the other day when Sam cleaned up.
I have one.
Do you? Okay. I'll come back Thursday and get it, all right?
How do you keep track of all this stuff?
I don't keep track. I don't know what's under these piles. I don't know what's under there. People root around and they find things that I forgot about.
Bit by bit, piece by piece, Sam's selection of used stuff is taken over.
I can't throw things away.
And there are good things to be found. Some things that may get the old memory clicking, maybe back to the time when they delivered milk in bottles. Back then you could see the cream at the top. Grandpop's old sausage stuffer. Boy, a little work and it's good as new. At age 81, you'd think a guy like Sam would be willing to give all this up and sit back. He would, for $1,000.
Yeah, all the stuff on the outside. I'd be glad to get rid of it. And start new.
See, a man like Sam can't quit. Some older folks travel, play cards, take the grandkids to the movies. Sam just keeps on doing what he's always done.
You have to keep busy. Keep your mind occupied. You don't have time to think about troubles. I like to do it. I like to attend sales. I like to sell. I've been a salesman most of my life.
Sam Schneur's Informal Emporium. There's just no telling what you'll find in a place like this. I'm Mike Stevens, Newswatch 16, on the Pennsylvania Road in Laurelton.
And that's Newswatch 16 for a Friday. Be sure to join us tonight on The Update when we'll be telling you about a neighbor's plea to save the animals. World News Tonight is next, and we, of course, will be back at 11. So for the team, including Karen and Joe, who are away today, enjoy your evening.